What's going on, everyone? Man, it's Zuko here, and today I have for you guys the most in-depth sort of guide on how to make yourself tanky in this game. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you multiple things and a lot much more than just do this, do this, do this. I want to show you why, and I'm going to show you how, so that way when it's time for you to build your character or what you're trying to go for with your character, you're going to know exactly what you want to do and how you should do it. So let's just go ahead and start off with this. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to take all of these off. Take all of that off. And then I want you to go into your modules and I want you to take everything off and save it. Then I want you to go up here and then I want you to look at this. I want you to look at which value is the highest. Whichever value is the highest, that's the one that I want you to go for. Now, this won't be the same for every character, so just kind of pay attention to that. Another thing I want you to also pay attention to is your character skills. For example, as an Enzo, he has this ability here where he recovers shields by a percentage, which means however large that number is, he's going to recover however large that number is by that percentage, not by a set value. In short, if you want to make $1 million, normally shields recover like, let's say, $1 an hour. Well, he's saying, I'll give you 25% an hour. You kind of get what I'm saying? So basically, the higher your goal is, it doesn't matter. You're always going to get 25%. So with that being said, it might be worth investing into shields with Enzo because of the simple fact that you make it to where you can naturally regen shields off of an ability. And that is an extremely strong perk. And I'm going to show you exactly why you would and would not want to do certain things. So the first things first that I want you to see is, just go in here and we're going to type in shields. Notice how this is 151. Notice how this is 158. And then we're going to have another one here that says plus 31, right? Boom. We're giving ourselves 341% worth of shields, which means however much shields we get in here. Now look at our shields, we're at 2,000. This is really, really good, which means the higher that we can get our base number, the bigger that this little percentage boost is going to be. So let's say we go in here. So now we have 7,700 shields. And the crazy thing is, you can actually make it to where this has HP and this one has defense on it. So you can even make it to where you give yourself defense and HP at the exact same time without you having to over invest into it. And I would really recommend, if you're going to run all shields, make sure you run at least one defensive legendary perk in this slot here. So basically like this, like where it has a defense module, but I actually have one with a god roll here. Where is it at? Like this. You want to run something like that, but have it max shield as a main stat, and then for the little perky, put it as the defense. And that'll be really, really good because that's going to be much more optimal in the long run. And that's actively what I'm fishing for. So someone might see this and be like, man, this thing gonna be trash. Not even 2K defense and only shields? What do you think you about to do? I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go into this devourer here, and I'm literally just gonna sit here and just let him kind of do his thing. And you're going to see that whenever you have such high base values, the game basically makes it to where if a boss was going to do 2,000 damage, well, that 2,000 damage isn't going to mean that much whenever you have over 7,700 shields. And the cool thing about shields is they naturally regenerate. Now, this is a very important thing about shields compared to HP. Shields regenerate, HP does not. So I'm just going to sit here, and I'm going to let this boss attack me and kind of let him do his little thing. And then you're going to watch as he tickles. So he's tickling, right? I'm gonna just sit in this. And the crazy thing is, he's burning all my shields, right? Boom. I'm regenning this at the same time, right? This is extremely, extremely strong, right? So now I have this ability to where it basically has no cooldown, right? So let's say you're just running around or whatever, right? You're just kind of getting up out of there. If you had shield recovery in combat, it would prot right about now, and this little baby, this would basically like be fully up. Now, this is the cool thing about shields. It naturally regens, right? you running shield recovery in combat, you running shield recovery modifier, you running shield recovery out of combat makes all of these things better. But now let's say, boom, we're here, boom, I get all of that back, right? Cool deal. As you can see, the MP recovery out of combat is proccing. Boom. As you can see, it's dang near impossible for this boss, if I were to actually have my cooldowns on, for him to kill me already with no defense whatsoever, because again, the base value is just that high. So this is really, really cool. I wanted you to see that really quick. As you can see here, we had less than 2k defense, and with only 7,700 shields, we were able to tank pretty much everything that he was going to throw at us. Now, if I actually were to have cooldowns on, then this ability basically has no cooldown, which means I can proc this whenever I want, and I can just guarantee myself 25% of my shields really, really quickly. This means that I can't die. I'm already immortal with Enzo, and this is actually a build that I have with Enzo on top of a bunch of other things. Go watch my Enzo guide if you don't know what I'm talking about. So what does this mean? This means that nothing in the game can kill you if you have certain abilities that really, really boost you. But remember how we talked about the high stat. Notice how his HP stat was higher than this one, right? So now we're going to go in here, and then we're going to take all of these off, and then we're only going to run max HP stats. Now look at this. So now we have on plus 234, plus 218, and then plus 52. Notice how the shield one was plus 31. Notice how the other one was like 158 and the other one was like 1 whatever. Now you might be saying, well, why the heck did they make it to where with shields you can only get about 341, but with HP you can get 500%? That's a huge difference. And one thing to note is that HP and shields work the exact same, which means however much damage you would have done to your shields is however much damage you would have done to your HP. One regenerates, one does not. One, you have to pick up orbs throughout the game in order to get your health back for max HP, and the other one regenerates over time naturally. There is nothing that you can do in the game that's going to make your HP regen. There is no health regeneration unless you're using characters that are actually like giving you some sort of like buff in order to do that. But other than that, there's no health regeneration naturally. Like, just if you're just using a character who can't have any ability, it won't ever regenerate. And that's the reason why the health is 500% and then the shields is 340. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because now let's say we're running a bunch of max HP. So we're going to go in here. We're going to take all of these boys off. And then we're only going to run max HPs. Cool. Max HP, max HP, max HP, max HP. Now, as you can see here, we're at 15,000 max HP with, as you can see, no defense, no shields. So we're going to go into that same boss fight here, and we're going to absolutely let him try and demolish us. So I have 15,000, well, basically almost 16,000 health and no shields really. So he's probably going to break my shields immediately, and then he's going to like fight for his life in order to break my health. Boom, broke him immediately, as you can see. And then we're gonna go here. Bruh, are you okay? As you can see, he is tickling me, right? No defense whatsoever, just HP. So what does this mean? What this means is, if you're going to invest in a particular stat, you want to sell out to it, because the higher that base stat is, the stronger it will be. Right? Now you see me investing into shields, not investing into shields makes this ability pretty much dang near useless because it breaks immediately. As you can see, I'm not gonna die. So you have to choose how you kind of want to play. I would recommend, if you're a fast moving character, go with shields, because if a boss can't touch you, then you're going to naturally regen those very fast, especially if you have a percentage. If you have shield collector, insanely good. Anyways, as you can see, it took him forever, and you can argue that that was much stronger than shields, and it is, because this is 500, the other one was 340. Obviously that's a huge increase in your HP. But again, let's say we ran all of that. Now let's go ahead and show you what defense is going to do. So as you can see now, just from us running some of the highest values that we can run, this is the highest scaling that we can get for something that's taking away something else. And this is one of the highest scalings that we can get from something that's taken away from something else. And then this is another, this is basically like the ones where it gives you a perk with it, and this is the base one, and then this is that one, right? So basically trying to keep you here, but to kind of also show you another one here, you can also run an iron will. So we'll just go ahead and run that really quick. So now as you can see here, we have defense, 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 defense. So a lot of defense. As you can see here, over 111k. That's a lot of defense. No shields, no HP. Now let's see what happens. The exact same test, and watch the difference. So now we're in this match here, and we're just basically going to see how well defense stacks together whenever you're running a lot of things. And also remember, my defense is technically going to get over 111,000 because whenever my shields break, and they should break fairly quickly because I only have 495, I'm going to get a plus 97. So I should be like dang near impossible to kill, you would think, right? Nope, you die instantly. And this is the reason why I say, whenever it comes to this game, you do not want to run defense at all. It is the worst investment out of all of the three that we have just seen. So, contrary to popular belief, you do not want to run defense. The only reason you would want to run defense is if it's some sort of like particular thing for like a character like Ajax where you have to have it in your build or whatever. But if you can find a way to bring it to max HP, then that would even be better. As you can see, with such a huge number, like my shields were at what, 7,700, and they were really tanky. My health was at what, 18k, and it was really tanky. This defense is at 111,000, and it did not have anywhere near the same value as the others with all of this defense. So what does this mean? This means you do not want to invest into defense. And I showed you how tanky it was whenever you ran just shields and when you ran just HP. So I'm telling you, completely ignore defense. Don't run increased defense. Don't run anything defense related. It is trash. It is a waste of points. It's a waste of an investment. Run max shields or run max HP, because defense will never give you any reward, because if something is going to do 2,000 damage, it's only going to take away a specific percentage of that, which means you're still going to take a lot of damage. There comes a point to where you're going to get diminishing returns with defense, and you have to have a lot of investment. Instead of investing into defense, you just invest into something that's going to give you an automatic return. For example, as you can see, this is a really high value, but if we were to put all of that into just max HP, we allow ourselves to take more hits because we're increasing the base number by a large value. And the more we invest into that one value, the better the return we're going to get. So with defense, you get diminishing returns. With max shield or max HP, you get bigger returns. So one's trash and the other two are really good. Now you as a player have to make your decision. If you are a more skilled player, I would highly recommend running max shield, because they will regenerate over time, and there's perks that you can use that boost that naturally, and that can be really strong. You can run a balance between the two where you're running max shields and max HP, and that is also really strong. Or if you want to completely invest everything into max HP, in my opinion, that is the strongest. So now since we have this here, as you can see here, we're running 3 shields, max HP. We're actually taking some of that max HP, but since it's such a higher value, it's really good to kind of take away that 52, because remember, at the end of the day, you have a lot more HP to play with. You're taking away 52 to add 158. Remember, those HP and shields, they both take the same amount of damage, which means this is just straight up a 100% boost, right? So run it. Think of it like that. This is just straight up a 50%. This is straight up just 31%. So really strong. We're going to go ahead and run it like this. So now we're going to basically go ahead and run this. And then we're going to go ahead and do this against the same boss. And I want you to watch how tanky I am. So now you have a balance of both. As you can see, about 6,500 here for the shields, and dang near double that. Well, double that and a little bit extra change here. So one's going to regenerate over time, the other one's going to be basically given the percentage based off of the orbs you pick up. No defense whatsoever, right? And then watch, boom. He's tickling, he's tickling. He's tickling, he's tickling. Look at how tanky I am. And then so he broke my shields, right? Boom. Look at how much longer it takes for him, because again, your shields are the ones it's like, okay, break through my shields. And then it's like, okay, now break through this health that's literally 2 times what you just broke through. So you really doubled down. It's like, okay. And then if you're playing with an Enzo, hey, hello, I got all that back now, right? So this is the optimal way to play Enzo. As you can see, it's dang near impossible for me to die. So again, you broke my shields. Well, guess what? Now you got to work twice as hard, right? And then boop, appreciate you, give me all that back. So what does this mean for you as a player? This means if you want to make yourself the tankiest you can possibly be, forget increased defense. Forget all your defensive percentages. They are trash. They do not give you the same return. Invest everything into shields and into HP. And if you're Glay, invest everything, and I mean everything, into HP. No defense, no none of that. Everything into HP. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for you guys, man. If you guys liked the video, drop a like, hit up in the comments. I try to respond. Hit the sub if you want to watch more videos. I got a lot of guides coming out. I'm working on like 2 characters right now. Enzo is another one. I finally fully min-maxed him, and I got him to where he's really, really good. So if you're wanting to check out a lot of these new characters, and when the new characters drop, I'm definitely going to be making some guides on them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. It's Zuko. We out. Peace.